Hey everyone, Effie here. Today I'm going to show you how to layer our new Ella pumpkin layering stencils. There are 3 8x3-inch stencils in this collection. Each stencil has etchings on them. You can see this is stencil 1 and there's our website etched right on the top left hand corner. On the bottom right hand corner you see the number 1 and light for your lightest layer, and then the name of the stencil, Ella Pumpkin Stencils, right on the bottom left hand corner. And then this is stencil number 2. You have the second layer of your pumpkins, and then you have the 3 images for the first layer of the stems. The website is etched on the top left hand corner, the name of the stencils on the bottom left, and then a big number 2 on the bottom right, and also mid-tone, which is the mid-tone shade. And then for stencil 3 you have the last darkest layer for your stencils, and then the second darker layer for your stems. And then you see the big etch 3 with the word dark etched on the bottom right hand corner. Now let's get started with our blending. We're going to use our Coral Collection inks, our Peach Blossom, Coralline, and Spice Chai inks. We're starting off with stencil 1. We're going to tape it onto the top portion of an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to tape it down. But I'm not going to put this Thermal Wet Purple tape on the corners of the stencil because I'm going to blend the entire layer with our Peach Blossom ink, and then I'm going to blend off the corners and onto the cardstock to create our alignment marks. So for the first stencil, you don't want to cover up the corners because we need to create our layering marks. Once you're done blending stencil 1 with the Peach Blossom, I took that stencil off and put stencil 2 right inside my shaded rectangle, and I'm also going to cover up the first layer of the stems because I'm going to blend our Coralline Hybrid ink first for the mid-tone portion of my Ella pumpkins, and now I'm going to begin blending the stems. You're going to have to reposition your stencil number 2 to blend that first layer of the stems. For all 3 stems, I'm going to use our Vineyard dye ink and our small mini blending brush. For the body of the pumpkins, I use our wide flat stencil brush, and all of the tools and supplies that I use for this video will be linked in the description box. So once I finish with stencil 2, I'm going to take that stencil off and put stencil 3 right inside my blended square. For stencil 3, there is also the second layer of the stems, which I just masked off before I blended with the Spice Chai for the body of our pumpkins. Once I finish with that Spice Chai layer, I'm going to reposition stencil 3 and begin blending that second layer of my pumpkin stems, and I'll use our Basil Mojito dye ink and a mini brush for this. And now all of my blending is complete. I'm going to trim this panel out, and then I'll use the coordinating die for our Ella Pumpkins stamp set, which is also the same coordinating die for our Ella Pumpkins layering stencil. So you can use that die for both the stencils and the stamps. So when you die cut your Ella Pumpkin layering stenciled panel, you get these 3 beautifully shaded pumpkins. I hope you guys enjoyed this layering tutorial. I'll see you guys next time.